Hey YouTube, Will here from All Electric, and this video is going to be all about our Tesla Model Y delivery. In this video, you're going to know what to expect when you go to pick up your new Tesla. Also, if you're considering upgrading your old Tesla like ours, our white 2018 Model 3, then you're going to know what the upgrades are and decide for yourself if it is in fact worth upgrading. There's definitely a lot of changes with the 2023 Model Y versus our 2018 Model 3, so let's jump right in. When you arrive at Tesla on your delivery day, the delivery specialist will show you where your car is, and then you are supposed to inspect your car. Make sure you find any cosmetic damage, because once you drive out of the parking lot, you will not be able to claim any sort of cosmetic damage on the car. Once you've inspected the car, go back inside and then you sign the appropriate paperwork. You'll get the keys and accept terms and conditions through the Tesla app. Then you'll see your car in the Tesla app and you're ready to drive home. That's it. Super simple, very easy delivery process. Since this isn't our first Tesla, we didn't have any questions for the delivery specialist, but keep in mind, if this is your first Tesla, then they are there to answer any sort of questions in terms of how it drives, anything with the infotainment system. If this is your first Tesla or you're considering buying a Tesla, use my referral code, which is down in the description below, and it can save you $1,000 right now on buying a new Tesla. Click the link down below to save money now when you buy your Tesla. So we just picked up the new Model Y and it is right behind us. And so those of you doing the FSD transfer, our car still has the FSD beta here, and we were told by the delivery specialist the FSD is going to remain with this car, and then in about 72 hours it's going to switch over to the new Model Y with the FSD transfer. Now, yes, on the drive home, the white car did remain with the FSD, and the red car also had the FSD in there. As soon as I parked the white car at home, though, it did do an update saying that the autopilot features were no longer available. So it just had regular autopilot, and the FSD was removed from the white car. Now, the FSD transfer did happen almost immediately as soon as we parked, but it doesn't matter because the new 2023 Model Y with hardware 4 can't even use the FSD beta yet. Kind of frustrating. Now, when we got the cars home, I put them right next to each other so we could tell what the differences are. Of course, the Model Y sits up higher. It is a SUV versus the Model 3. That is a major difference between the Model Y and the Model 3. It's definitely more comfortable. You feel like you're sitting in an SUV, definitely sitting in like a chair position versus sitting in a sports car position or a sedan position in the Model 3. Now, the first thing I noticed was there is no parking sensors. So those little discs that you see on the Model 3 are no longer present. So this is part of their hardware 4 package. They're using video only and no longer need these little radar detectors that tell how far the car is away from an object in the front and back. I will say it definitely makes me a little bit nervous that the hardware just isn't there, because I want to know if this is proven or not yet that the new hardware 4 cameras are actually going to work. So it's hard to capture in video, but you can tell that your car has hardware 4 if there's like a red light in the camera lens. The 2018 Model 3 does not have that red light in there versus the new 2023 Model Y with the hardware 4 does. So you can see this is the old camera here, the old hardware, and then this is the new hardware here. Hard to capture in video, but you can slightly see a little red dot in the camera lens. Now, looking at the tires and ground clearance, you can see that the Model Y definitely has more ground clearance than the Model 3. The Model 3 sits a little bit closer to the ground, and I believe it's about 4 to 5 inches difference between the two vehicles. Also, you may have noticed that the Model Y tires are a bit wider, 255 versus 235 on the Model 3. The Model Y is a bit wider. Also, talking about tires here, we saved $2,000 and got the regular rims, but I don't like the look of the Gemini aero caps. T-Sport line has you covered. So these aero caps look just like the more premium wheels, which I do like the look of, but I don't want to get the reduced range that comes with the bigger rims. It's a super quick, simple install. You can simply pull off the stock aero caps, and that's done by simply pulling firmly around the wheel. Make sure you don't pull on just one section of the wheel. Just move your hands around and pull firmly around the entire wheel, and the aero cap does simply pop off. Now grab the new aero cap, the one that looks nice, simply line it up and push it on. It couldn't be more simple. The important part is making sure that the valve is lined up appropriately, and the rest is simple. Either pushing in firmly or tapping in. And definitely inspect the wheel, because I found after I pushed in here, I found a little tiny spot that I did miss. Now, I think the look of these look almost as good as the $2,000 wheel option, and these cost nowhere near that. I'll have a link to these down below in the description. This definitely improves, especially with the red, the black rims with the black trim, definitely improves the look of the car. And I would say that this looks really nice. And I also like that these are still aero caps, so this does not affect my range. Versus if we spent $2,000 more, you would have about 20-ish less miles of range because of the larger rim. These are not without their flaw. This is not perfect. If you notice on the center cap, you can see where in the mold it was kind of broken apart from the mold. So that is to improve upon. I think this is the... Well, it's really important to read the instructions. As I was about to throw this box away, and I saw something in the bottom of the box. Here are the center caps. So with my particular package, I got 2 sets of center caps, one with the Tesla T on them, and then some that are just blank. And then also this foam tape that's supposed to go around the inside of the rim to prevent that noise while you're driving. But these center caps could not be any more simple. You simply peel off the back and stick it on. Now that is a much better finished look and definitely worth the price for these aero caps over the Gemini stock wheels. These look really sharp again, especially I think with the red. Now moving back on to the differences between the 3 and the Y. The Y of course has the power trunk, although newer 3s also have a power trunk, but the Y has this huge trunk here with the hatchback and the liftgate. So you can easily put a dog in the back or, more storage. You just have a lot of space over the Model 3. My Model 3 is a 2018, so it does not have the power liftgate, but you can instantly see how this is just a smaller space. You're not able to get a ton of stuff in there. Now, they also included with our car this magnetic cover for your back storage stuff. My wife and I are still trying to figure it out a little bit, but we think it slides in and out that way. It is nice and magnetic, which is great for when you're driving. This sub-trunk cover does have a little hold there, which I do love, and that was a big complaint in the Model 3. And you also have another little storage compartment up there because this is only the 5-seater. If you have the 7-seater, that's where your seats would fold down flat. In the Model 3, you can see that there is no way to lean the second row.
Kids left the napkin, of course.
You can't lean the second row back. It is a fixed seat. Now versus the Model Y, you can lean the second row back. These of course fold flat just like the Model 3, although I found that because of the variation in the back, the seatbelt didn't really stay put. By simply pressing this button and pushing back, you can recline the rear seat. And also the middle seat is a lot wider. So I wonder if the back of the car is wider in the Model Y. It definitely felt more spacious to me. Also with the rear seat, you do have these electronic buttons that will electronically fold the seats flat, which is great in the back of the Model Y. If you're loading some cargo back here, you can simply push the button. You don't have to walk around and press the button. Definitely a lot more function in terms of getting the seats flat and using the cargo space. On the Model Y, you have this beautiful black trim, which I do like. I do remember a couple years ago seeing some early pictures of the Model Y with the black trim, and it was not holding up well, so I hope ours does. Versus the chrome trim on the Model 3, you can see there, is just kind of classic to me. I still like it, but it's just definitely a difference between the older cars versus the newer cars, and they added these because back in 2018, everybody put the door stickers on there. And also it has this like crumb catcher sidewall here, which I am a little bit worried about in the new Y. And we have our emergency door release hiding under there. Versus the Model 3, you just had this single line here. So anybody unfamiliar with a Model 3 or Model Y was left wondering how to open up the door, which button was for the door. In the front seat, you get the wood grain from the dash curving now to both the driver and the passenger door. I think that really looks beautiful. It looks so nice versus the Model 3. So here's the old Model 3, the old style. You don't get the wood grain on the door. I think it's definitely looks a lot nicer and is definitely more premium. Now there's several things under the hood, like the heat pump in the Model Y, which is premium upgrade, the dual motor, which our Model 3 only has a single motor. There's a lot of stuff under the hood that you can't see. One of those things that they did take away is the home link. I really think that they should include that with all these vehicles, but you have to go through the Tesla shop and order one, and then a mobile tech will come install it. Is that funny, buddy? Now, because of government regulations, they had to add an external speaker, but of course, Tesla makes it fun. And now you have all these other functions that our 2018 Model 3 didn't have. So if you are upgrading, you do get the option to have the boombox where you can play media outside, or just all these funny noises that the kids really giggle. And you can also fart from your phone, which is nice too. Ooh, there's a little beep. Ooh, and doo-doo-doo. Another thing different from our Model 3 is the little chime when you put it in drive or reverse. Really nice. Sounds good. Sounds fresh. Overall, that is it. That is the major differences between the 2018 Model 3 and the 2023 brand new Model Y. Yes, you do get floor mats with the new Model Y, just to be sure. Now, I am a little bit worried about the lack of parking sensors and using only vision, because I think that the software isn't quite there yet. And that's just after a couple of days of driving it. Pulling into our garage, we actually got this warning here to stop, like it was going to hit something. That was because the sun was shining up over the garage and we were pulling in. And so I feel like the parking sensors might be something that I wish this car had still, but with a future software update, that wish might go away. Let me know if I didn't cover something that you want to see down in the comment section below. All right, there you have it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As always, I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.